Standard dump truck. The standard dump truck is the most common construction vehicle on Earth, and it is the reason every other type of dump truck on this list exists. A tandem axle model carries between 12 and 16 tons, operates at highway speeds of up to 65 miles per hour, and raises its steel bed in under 30 seconds. A loaded tandem carries the equivalent weight of 9 adult African elephants on a vehicle narrow enough to navigate a residential street. The United States alone has over 500,000 registered dump trucks. In a typical road paving operation, they cycle continuously between an asphalt plant and a moving paver crew, arriving at timed intervals precise enough that the paver never stops. A single overloaded axle carrying twice the legal weight causes approximately 16 times the pavement damage of a compliant one. A mathematical relationship that explains why weight enforcement exists. No road, building foundation, or excavation project moves material without this truck at the center of it. Haul truck. The Caterpillar 797F is the largest mechanical drive truck ever built, and it operates in a world where normal roads do not exist. Its payload capacity is 400 short tons, its gross loaded weight exceeds 620,000 kilograms, and its 20-cylinder engine produces 4,000 horsepower, more than 3 Formula One cars combined. Each of its 6 tires stands over 4 meters tall and costs approximately $50,000. The truck cannot be driven to a mine site. It is shipped in 12 to 16 separate semi-loads and assembled on location by a specialist crew. When the dump body raises to unload, it reaches the height of a 2-story building. The 797F cannot turn around on any road narrower than 40 meters. One truck carries the equivalent payload of 28 standard tandem dump trucks per trip. When a mine closes and these trucks wear out, they cannot be removed. They are too large to transport and are left in place permanently. Belly dump trailer. The semi-bottom dump trailer deposits material while moving. A clamshell gate mounted in the underside of the trailer opens hydraulically, and as the driver moves forward at controlled speed, aggregate falls in a continuous strip directly onto the road surface below. The trailer body never tilts, the center of gravity never rises, and the truck cannot tip over during unloading, making it the most stable dump configuration in existence during discharge. It cannot handle large rock, boulders, or demolition debris because oversized material jams the clamshell gate. It cannot carry liquids because the gate leaks. What it can do, on a prepared aggregate road base, is deposit a uniform windrow of gravel in a single continuous pass for a motor grader to shape behind it. Every asphalt road built on a prepared base was likely supplied by a belly dump. The precision of that initial windrow determines how evenly the road wears over the following decade. Articulated dump truck. The articulated dump truck was built for terrain that rigid machines cannot cross. Its cab and dump body are 2 separate sections connected by a hydraulic pivot joint, allowing the front and rear of the vehicle to twist independently over uneven ground. All 6 wheels remain in contact with the surface regardless of terrain changes beneath them. On a muddy construction site, a rigid dump truck crossing soft ground rocks and loses traction, concentrating load on the wheels that are still touching. The articulated truck allows each section to conform to the ground independently, maintaining traction across all 6 wheels simultaneously. The largest models carry over 60 metric tons. Volvo introduced fully electric articulated haulers in 2025, making this the first major off-road truck category to enter battery-powered commercial production. The machine traces its lineage to an English farmer named Ernest Doe, who bolted 2 tractors together front to rear in the 1950s to gain traction through waterlogged fields. Super dump truck. The super dump carries 26 tons on a short, maneuverable straight truck chassis and was built around a careful reading of a federal regulation. Strong Industries of Houston invented it in 1989 by exploiting the Federal Bridge Formula, a U.S. law that permits higher gross vehicle weights as the span between a truck's first and last axle increases. Their solution was the strong arm trailing axle, a retractable load-bearing axle that extends 11 to 13 feet behind the rear tandem when the truck is loaded, stretching the total axle span from approximately 23 feet to 35 feet and increasing the legal payload to levels previously achievable only with trailer combinations. When the truck arrives at a dump site, the strong arm stows upward above the bed, clearing the rear completely for unloading. On short-haul cycles of under 30 miles, a super dump completes more trips per day than a semi-trailer end dump carrying an equivalent load because it turns around faster. The payload advantage it provides is a product of regulatory arithmetic applied to mechanical engineering. Underground mining truck. The underground mining truck is designed around the opposite priorities of a surface haul truck. Where surface machines maximize height and width to carry the most material, underground trucks compress both dimensions to the minimum that still permits a useful payload. A Sandvik TH430L carries 30 metric tons inside a tunnel, 4 meters wide and 2 meters tall, with less than 30 centimeters of clearance between the truck body and tunnel wall on a tight curve. The cab is flattened and angled. The dump body is narrow and deep. The driver operates in complete darkness, on inclines of up to 25 degrees, with no ability to turn around in a dead-end tunnel, which means reversing out for hundreds of meters in the dark is a standard part of the job. Battery electric models from Epiroc and Sandvik are replacing diesel trucks at a growing rate, because the largest single operating cost in an underground mine is ventilation, moving enough fresh air through the tunnels to dilute diesel exhaust. Every diesel truck removed from the tunnel reduces that cost directly. Semi-trailer end dump. The semi-trailer end dump carries more material per highway trip than any other road-legal configuration, and is the most dangerous dump truck in regular use. A 42-foot frameless trailer can carry over 36 cubic yards of aggregate. When the bed raises, the entire weight of that load pivots on the two rear axles at an angle that can approach 60 degrees. Safety literature is direct on this point. Semi-end dumps are prone to tipping over and should not be operated on rough or uneven ground. A slope of 5% is enough to significantly increase rollover risk with the bed raised. In winter, wet materials freeze overnight inside the box and fail to release when the bed lifts, then drop suddenly in a single mass, shifting the center of gravity without warning. In 2019, over 1,000 accidents involving end dump trucks were documented in the United States, with 65% attributed to uneven load distribution or poor terrain. The semi-end dump remains the dominant configuration in the eastern U.S. because on flat, prepared ground, nothing road legal carries more material per trip. Side dump trailer. The side dump trailer was developed after a trucking fleet suffered repeated tipovers hauling riprap, the large jagged rock used to stabilize riverbanks and shorelines, in conventional end dumps. Irregular rock gets hung up inside a raised end dump box, and a hung load creates a dangerously elevated center of gravity. The side dump addresses this by tilting the entire tub laterally to 50 degrees off vertical, rather than raising it from the front. Material spills sideways. The trailer never becomes a vertical column of weight balanced on its rear axles, and the center of gravity rises only slightly during discharge. A full-size trailer typically handles 23 cubic yards compared to 36 for an equivalent end dump, a direct trade of volume for stability. Side dumps are common in the western United States because Western weight law formulas reward long trailers with spread axles, which is the same configuration that makes a side dump stable. In the eastern U.S., end dumps dominate. The same country uses different fleets for the same job because the regulations on each side of the country produce different optimal answers. Transfer dump truck. The transfer dump truck doubles the payload of a standard straight truck without increasing its footprint at the dump site. A separate cargo container, called the B-box, rides on a small rail system behind the primary dump truck. At the dump site, the B-box motor activates, and the container rolls forward on its rails into the empty primary box. Both loads discharge together through a single raised bed. The B-box then rolls back to the trailer for the return trip. Triple transfer train configurations. A truck pulling two separate cargo containers are legal in Nevada and Utah and can haul up to 129,000 kilograms on special permits. Crossing the state line makes the same truck immediately illegal. In asphalt paving, every minute the paving train waits for material creates a visible seam in the finished road surface. Transfer dumps, with their high combined payload and rapid discharge cycle, directly affect the quality of the road being laid. The B-box keeps a short, maneuverable truck at the center of the operation while giving it the payload of a much larger configuration. Autonomous haul truck. The autonomous haul truck removes the driver from the cab entirely and runs continuously around the clock. As of mid-2024, Komatsu's autonomous fleet exceeded 750 deployed trucks operating at 23 mine sites across 5 countries. Having collectively hauled over 10 billion metric tons of material, Caterpillar had 690 autonomous trucks running its Command for Hauling system with stated targets of over 2,000 by 2030. The trucks are standard ultra-class haul trucks fitted with high-precision GPS, radar, LiDAR, and collision avoidance systems coordinated by central dispatch software. They do not take breaks, do not drift out of lane at the end of a 12-hour shift, and follow haul road speed limits and grade restrictions more consistently than human operators, reducing tire wear and road damage. Mines deploying autonomous fleets report 10 to 15% productivity gains and 5 to 10% fuel reductions compared to manned operations. Safety data from autonomous zones shows 0 truck-related fatalities, a significant figure given that collisions between haul trucks and light vehicles are among the leading causes of death in surface mining.